Let's close, as we always do here on Inside Politics, asking our great reporters to share a little nugget from their notebooks, get you out ahead of some of the big political news just around the corner. Maggie Haberman.
Mentioned before that the Clinton campaign sees a target-rich environment with Donald Trump. There is growing concern as the Democrats head into Philadelphia next week among some Democrats who are allied with the campaign, but and some inside it, that the campaign is underestimating the chances that Trump could win. That there are ways in which he could come back. That yes, they both have negatives. She has more polling figures that are in her favor, but there is some concern that there is not enough of an aggressive voter registration effort, not enough of an understanding about certain ways that they could be framing this election, and a feeling that, for instance, last night, that they could have made more of what Ted Cruz did. And so that is the kind of thing that you are hearing some disappointment and concern from Democrats about leaving items on the table, basically.
To borrow from George W. Bush, they best not misunderestimate
exactly
him.
So this is day 11 of covering the war here in Cleveland, and every day there has been some little suggestion of drama or, news problems.
Right.
Well, specifically with the renegade delegates who don't like Trump. The buzz today is that some of these state delegations are struggling to fill their seats tonight because people who are upset by what happened last night with Cruz or have been upset with the whole process are either leaving early and taking their credentials with them, or just, going to try to go hang out at a bar, maybe come here tonight instead of being in the hall. That's causing some of these chairmen to scramble. Don't worry, they'll probably fill the seats, but again, it just shows you more evidence. They're fractured. They're not leaving here.
I heard they're lining up the interns.
I was going to say, it's like the Emmys and the Oscars. The Emmys have people in the back to run in and fill the seats.
Yeah, it's a good night for the alternates.
The anger deep in the heart of Texas for Ted Cruz is not just limited to delegates. I talked to two members of the congressional delegation this morning at the breakfast, one of which, Pete Sessions, said, it's all about Ted. Now, Ted Cruz was never a fan favorite among the actual colleagues from his home state, but clearly this has exacerbated tensions, and here's why this matters. Ted Cruz is up for re-election in 2018. Texas is not going to elect a Democratic senator, I don't think, anytime soon, but there's a primary there. Does somebody step in against Cruz, especially if Trump loses this race, and wave the bloody flag and say, Hillary Clinton's on you, man?
What?
That's right.
2018, Texas politics.
Ted Cruz got here by primarying the establishment candidate in Texas. Maeve?
Well, we know that the Trump's campaign says that they now, going into August, are going to ramp up their somewhat non-existent ground game. But there are, in these target Senate states, a really interesting effort going on by the field teams of those campaigns to identify voters who are open to the Republican candidates but can't stand Donald Trump, to get to those people early and often, make sure they're in contact, and turn them out.
Make sure they're in contact and turn them out. This is one of the states where they're worried about that, the Senate race here. I'll close with a bit more on the inner turmoil inside the Trump campaign. It's no secret that top campaign guru Paul Manafort and the fired campaign manager Corey Lewandowski don't see eye to eye. I'm actually being polite there. The bad blood runs deeper than deeper than deeper than deep. Now, I'm told Manafort is of the belief some top Trump aides are still sharing inside information with their old boss, and Paul Manafort wants that to end. About to happen now, top Trump advisor Michael Glassner, a Lewandowski hire, will shift over to the vice presidential campaign, which will remove him from the day-to-day Trump inner circle. Now, insiders insist that was an option on the table even before the Melania Trump plagiarism mess, but they also concede internally that tensions are high and that one clear fallout from the plagiarism episode is a Manafort effort emphasizing, an edict emphasizing loyalty and discipline. Fun times on your last day.